You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Black and White Sports fans, let's talk about Kwame Brown. I don't know if you guys have actually heard the news. Kwame Brown has had it with people that were in the NBA and people in the sports media attacking him year after year. The man was the number one overall pick by the Washington Wizards. Michael Jordan was actually running the team at that time. And he didn't live up to the number one pick expectations. And for many, many years, man, players have been disrespecting him. The media has been disrespecting him. Stephen A. Smith, used to make Kwame Brown the butt of jokes. He used to go, Kwame Brown. You guys know how Stephen A. Smith is. He's had enough, man. The man is 39 years old, and he is fighting back, and he is unloading on all these NBA players talking about him because all the Smoke podcasts had Gilbert Arenas on it, Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes. They were talking about Kwame Brown, and then I guess Kwame Brown said, enough is enough. I am a grown-ass man. I'm going to fight back. And these sports debate shows were talking about it too. And Kwame Brown unleashed on Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe and kind of Skip Bayless, but not really too much on Skip. Mainly Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. Smith. So we're going to be talking about that in this video. But first, make sure you guys go over to blackandwhitenetwork.com, sign up and become a member today. We have 2 different membership plans. We post private videos over there on the website. And if you're on the silver plan, you also get additional videos. And also you get to be on a panel on member-only live streams. But if you don't want to do any of that, just consider giving a one-time donation by clicking the donation tab or shopping for the merch. Use the discount code LaChanaSuts, S-U-X, all one word, and we're going to give you 15% off your purchase, folks. So now let's get into this, man. This is a clip here from the All the Smoke podcast here. And you can see Kwame Brown just laid out Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, and Gilbert Arenas on the Twitter streets. And he was not holding back. So let's listen to a little bit of this podcast here so we can kind of lay the foundation for why Kwame Brown unloaded on them. So check this out.
What was it like helping turn the Wizards into a playoff team?
It was, it was amazing. It was, you're going out of the Jordan era and you're coming in. Well, it was one of those things where I'm coming into, remember Kwame Brown's there, so he's the franchise.
First pick.
Yeah, he's a franchise,
Matt was just talking the previous show we just had how good Kwame was.
Y'all killed him, man.
No, I didn't say nothing about it.
Matt was like, that was one of the top number one picks they could ever run, right?
See, he's being sarcastic there, and I believe that Kwame took offense to that.
Here you go.
I'm just saying what Matt said this shit. I had nothing to say.
Matt didn't say shit.
Matt said Kwame was one of the coldest, one of the best number one picks ever of all time.
He could have been. He could have been. And this is why. Imagine being an 18-year-old kid getting drafted number one by your idol.
Yeah.
And your idol is Michael Jordan.
Right.
We know Michael Jordan. We know Michael Jordan's personality.
Right.
Imagine that personality
slapped him in the face
going towards a 18-year-old kid. Just bullying him, and you got to remember, he's around his peers. You're not his peer.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not his peer. These are his peers. So when you're making him look little to his peers, he loses his confidence. So when I get there, he doesn't have confidence. You know what I mean? So it's trying to build this man child up. And when I mean man child, you're talking about just a big country human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So physically I called him the show pony. He's a show horse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Probably couldn't race.
Look good though.
Look good though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in games, you will see
you see flashes.
Like, oh, he's gone. But then you have a flash of trauma. You have a flash of trauma. You're like, and I who he could have been more like an Anthony Davis style. You're talking about a 7-foot guy who was probably the second fastest on our team. Like, just straight hunt it. Oh, he was gone. Small hands. So he was more guard-like. You know what I mean? So when he decided to take off, you know, he's gone, ball's still there. You know what I mean? But I just think it was like, that's what I'm saying. But like, the ball was still there. He was gone. Though. But it was more the trauma than anything. And it was more like, even though Jordan left, he still needed a fresh start. Effect, because once I got there, I don't got time to be fucking with you. You know what I mean? I ain't got time. It's either your team or my team. We both in the same draft. You know what I mean? We both in the same draft, and right now I make more money than you, so technically it's my team.
Right.
And, you know, I just...
got seniority.
You know, and then right now it's like between me and Stackhouse, I got Big Stack with me too, so it's like, you know, it's Stack's team.
You got dominant
I'm the future, you know what I mean? It's Stack's team, but I'm the future, you know, and Stack's like, nah. And then he like laid the rule down. He said, I remember we had the team meeting. He was like, listen, if your ass averaged 5 last year, the most your ass gonna average this year is 8. You ain't gonna be going from 5 to 20.
Yeah, nah.
Get that shit out your brain.
Not on this team.
I'm sitting here like.
Yeah, so it goes on. If you guys want to watch the whole podcast, you can check it out there. But Kwame Brown was not having any of this, man. He absolutely unleashed on them. Unleashed on them, man. I would play the clip, man. But man, it's so graphic, man. This video will get taken down. And while I read this, his response to them, I'm gonna clean this up because the Instagram post, I saw it, man. Go and watch it, man. It's epic. But this is what Kwame Brown, he fired back. He said, I'm gonna give you feminine N-words, what you've been asking for. You N-words been talking a lot, saying a lot of things you don't know what the F you're talking about. Y'all get on the internet and y'all reporting things that make no goddamn sense. I grew up in an era where you don't play with grown-ass men and think both of you two gentlemen know personally that I'm a grown-ass man. And he ends up going off more. It doesn't show it in this one here, but he did unload on them as well. There's another clip over here on Outkick, but all the sports shows were talking about this as well. And, you know, First Take talked about it and Undisputed talked about it. And of course, you know, Kwame Brown went off on Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith sarcastically calling him Kwame Brown over so many years, about 20 years now. Hard to believe, man. Kwame Brown was actually drafted 20 years ago. And now, man, he is just unleashing on everybody. Everybody. I mean, he goes off on Stephen A. Smith, also Shannon Sharpe, and a little bit of Skip Bayless. So check out this clip here.
After now that I got a platform, I'm gonna use it for the right way. It's time to put respect on niggas' name. And you niggas that I'm disrespecting, that's because you the one that's a gatekeeper of disrespect. Stephen A., you bald forehead, you were thinking you tough, saying all kind of shit like, oh, then you come see me. Well, let's go to Seattle and you sign a, well, Seattle, you ain't got to sign no waiver. Meet me in Seattle where you can have mutual combat and talk like that. I'll slap a tooth. It'll look like you got a toupee on the front of your head or how hard I'll slap the back of your head, motherfucker. The hell you talking about? Y'all got people fooled with this fuck shit. And Skip Bayless, thanks for the pass. I don't even know what the fuck that meant. But thanks for the pass, I guess. I don't know what grown man need no goddamn pass, but thank you. I ain't get no pass from your co-host when you was letting this punk motherfucker talk about a teenager and going around college campuses. You gave him a pass. Bonafide scrub, he can't do nothing, this and that. I had to endure you talking about my mama's son like that, bitch. The fuck is you talking about? The only thing you known for being a black man that disrespect and talk about other black men. I should find who your old lady is, you punk old bitch. And show her my mama's cooking. I sprinkle a little good seasoning on her. I don't talk too much, nigga. The fuck you talking about? After now.
That is an epic rant. Unloading on all these counts. And Stephen A. Smith, man, he seemed like he wanted no part of Kwame Brown because he put out some tweets here. Because Kwame just called him out, say, hey, meet me, and we'll handle this like men, fighting all that. Stephen A. Smith said, I will do no such thing. I will not waste my time. That man is right. He's been retired for years. Let all of us has been guilty of getting on him from time to time. He has every right to speak his mind. Go for it. Because people actually tweeting Stephen A. Smith say, what you got to say? Then he goes on, folks, it's called Big Boy Rules. The man has been minding his business for years, taking one insult after another. He's perfectly entitled to speak. I have no problem with it. I can take it. Have at it. Another tweet here from Stephen A. says, please, bro, because it says here from Sicko Rager, L, you got owned by Kwame Brown. Stephen A. says, please, bro, you clearly don't know what you're talking about. That man is entitled to say whatever he wants. When I care enough to speak on it, I will pay attention and learn. No, Stephen A. Smith, you got owned by Kwame Brown. You just did. Kwame Brown, yeah, he didn't live up to being the number one overall pick. He didn't. But he wasn't really a bum. He really wasn't. He just wasn't a great player. But he went off on All the Smoke podcast saying that he made, I believe, something like $65 million. And to him, he's a success because he told his mother when he was 18 years old that he was going to get her a house. He bought her a house at 18 years old, 19 years old, something like that. So to him, he's successful in his own right, but yet all these players and the media have been crushing him as a bum many, many years. And he's had enough, man. This was so interesting to see Kwame Brown fight back after all these years. And Stephen A., man, looked very, very weak, man. He wanted no part of Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown's almost going to be 40 years old, man. And he called out Stephen A. Smith. And you saw from those tweets, Stephen A. Smith wanted no part of him. And he unloaded on Shannon Sharpe too, man. He is going after everyone that has criticized him over the past 20 years. Very, very interesting, guys. But that's just my thought on this. What do you guys think of this, black and white sports fans? Are you happy to see Kwame Brown going after all these former NBA players and these media people, that talk a lot of game on their TV shows, but in reality, they're not as tough as what they actually seem on TV? I think he exposed these people. I really, really do. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.